This is a weekly summary of interesting news that is relevant for my distributed systems lecture at the Eastern University of Applied Sciences in Switzerland. My name is Thomas Bocek, and today we have 5 topics. The first topic is an interesting project. It's DiceDB. So what is DiceDB and why is it interesting? DiceDB is an open source, fast, reactive in-memory database. It works mainly as a cache with a familiar interface, but adds real-time data updates through query subscriptions. It has high throughput and low latency, making it good for modern applications. And you can install DiceDB using Docker or by building from source. There's also a command line interface for working with the database directly. And what makes DiceDB special is its reactive nature. This means you can create a query subscription using the watch command. And when you watch a key or command, DiceDB sends you updated results whenever the data changes without you having to check for updates, meaning that you don't need to poll. For example, if you open multiple terminals connections to DiceDB and use get.watch on a key, all terminals will automatically see new values when that key is updated from any connection. This isn't just a notification that something changed, you get the actual new data. And this reactive approach works with any read-only command by adding .watch to it. Currently, commands like get.watch are supported, with more coming in future releases. And in our lecture, we were talking about keeping the services stateless. But what if you want to do a chat application and push the text to all clients? Well, users may be connected to different servers, so every server has to poll for incoming messages. Now with DiceDB, you could subscribe and get the data as quickly as possible. That is similar to a message queue, very interesting, but unfortunately only in memory. The second topic is about how to make Postgres scale. And Postgres scaling is a topic that creates much debate, especially when compared to NoSQL options. When Postgres hits write capacity limit on large instances with multiple replicas, engineers face tough choices. Instead of switching to new systems, some teams solve the problem by splitting write workloads to multiple databases. In the case described here, a team expanded to 6 database shards while serving 100,000 users per second. And the process involved taking snapshots, restoring multiple databases, and using logical replication for synchronization. They added data integrity triggers and implemented a hashing function to validate and route data properly. Each shard received 5 replicas, creating a system of 36 databases with room to grow further. The cutover required careful planning, including managing sequences that logical replication don't handle automatically. And the article concludes that Postgres can indeed scale through sharding, though it requires significant engineering effort and adding complexity. The third topic is about I/O devices and latency. It's the following article here. It's a very good and visually interesting article. Storage is a fundamental component of distributed systems, and recent developments show how performance varies dramatically across different technologies. The article compares various storage types and their impact on system performance. Storage has evolved from tape drives in the 50s to hard disk drives HDD to solid state drives SSDs. Each advancement reduced latency. Random reads on tape take seconds, HDD take milliseconds, and SSD can operate in microseconds. For SSDs, performance depends not just on hardware, but also on data organization. And 2 key factors affecting SSD performance are parallelism and garbage collection. When data is spread across multiple targets, SSDs can leverage parallel operation for better performance. Garbage collection, which manages used and unused storage space, can significantly slow down operations when the SSDs needs reorganization of the data. And cloud computing introduced another dimension, the separation of storage from compute. While this offers advantages like storage flexibility and data durability when a server fails, it comes with a performance cost. Network attached storage like Amazon EBS adds significant latency compared to locally attached storage. So let's take a quick look. We have here how an HTT works. Quite interesting. Here we have the tape. Here we have the local HDD with 2 milliseconds, and then we have the HDD here with 2 milliseconds and SSD with 16 microseconds. It's a lot faster. And here we have the comparison of SSD and network SSD. And here we see the network SSD is significantly slower. Cloud providers also typically limit I/O operations per second, the so-called IOPS, which can throttle performance. For instance, Amazon's GP3 EBS instance have a default limit of 3000 IOPS. And this article describes how some providers are now offering solutions with locally attached NVMe storage combined with replication for data durability, providing both performance and reliability benefits for distributed database systems. Next, we have a YouTube video that a student recommended and introduces Docker. It's the following video here. It explains how Docker works in simple terms. But keep in mind, I just paused here that container isolation is more than just processes. It's also disk isolation and network isolation. Those are important as well. But in any case, I can recommend to watch this video. It's only 18 minutes and explains Docker and containerization quite well. The last topic is about the current state of cryptocurrencies and price predictions. Here, one article, the following article here, mentions that cryptocurrency market is currently experiencing volatility, with Bitcoin dropping from its all-time high around 109,000 to the 83,000 range. According to CryptoQuant, Bitcoin's apparent demand has reached its lowest point in 2025, falling into negative territory. And here I quote, it's here. Crypto analysts Matthew Hyland recently argued that Bitcoin must secure a close of at least 89,000, which it's not, on the weekly time frame, or risk of further correction to 69,000. And on the other hand, we have the following article here. And here I quote, April could spark 50% BTC price upside. So depending on the analyst you trust, you are either in luck or not. So it's still a gamble, and stay safe. And as always, this is not financial advice.